So you guys remember that one Arrowverse fan game I did a couple videos on starting last year? Yeah, it seems like you guys are slightly interested about a game based on the Arrowverse, thanks in no small part to the game giving you the option of playing as the Flash himself. And while that's definitely cool and all, I'm sure some of you guys out there are like, hey comics, why can't there be another Arrowverse fan game in development? But instead of featuring everything we get to see in the TV shows, it just focuses on Barry Allen's slice of life in the Arrowverse, maybe with some elements from the comics thrown in for good measure. Yeah, okay, that was a bad transition, but the point is, this is actually going to be a thing, thanks to the YouTuber known as Livy Studios. You see, Livy, inspired by Teco and the Crisis on Earth 1 fan game, decided to make his own game, mostly based on the Flash TV show from the CW, but with certain, currently unknown, elements from the comics set to be thrown in. And the best part about this whole thing? The pre-build alpha is currently available to play right now. No, I'm being dead serious. You can download this right now on GameJolt. It's only available for Windows right now.
God f***ing damn it!
But it's all good, everybody who owns a Mac. A version of the game that works with Apple products is set to be released sometime soon. Either way, holy hell, I am so f***ing excited to try this out. A brand new fan-made Flash game that you can play right now? Sign me the f*** up. Oh, wait, that's it? This is it so far? Now obviously I'm just playing around. I mean, when the game's still in the pre-alpha stage, you can't exactly expect a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? So okay, it doesn't seem like there's all that much here so far, but what all can we fiddle around with? Well, obviously you have the option to run around. That part looks pretty decent. Honestly, I would have maybe gone with a different run cycle, but at the same time that lightning trail looks amazing. It actually reminded me a lot of the lightning trail Teco used in an earlier version of Crisis on Earth 1, which was pretty cool. You also have the ability to run at different Mach speeds, represented by these little yellow lightning bolts in the corner, freeze time, punch stuff, switch to first person, and pretend like you're Quicksilver.
If I could save time in a bottle.
Now all that's cool, I can definitely see a lot of potential coming from this in the near future, but as of right now it is a little disappointing that you can't actually fight anybody yet, and that you're pretty much limited to just running around a couple of buildings and this one road that stretches into an infinite ocean. Plus it's creepy always being followed by Eobard Thawne here. He doesn't even do anything when he catches up to you, he just stands there twitching like a crackhead or something. Seriously, leave me alone, dude, I just want to run around and have some fun. Now, as you might have guessed from the limited character selection in this video, the only characters in the game at the moment are Barry Allen, this crackhead, and technically Savitar. I say technically just because the character does show up in the main menu sometimes, but as of right now, he doesn't seem to be in the actual game yet. Speaking of, Livy told me there are plans to bring in pretty much everybody who showed up on the Flash show as characters you can interact with in some way, shape, or form. Now, normally, I would imagine this means we're going to get the entire Arrowverse cast as playable characters, or at the very least NPCs, given that we've seen a few crossovers now where all those characters interact with each other, and parts of each one of those took place in a Flash episode, so there's that too. Unfortunately though, Livy specified in a YouTube comment about a month ago that he's only focusing on the Flash fan base, suggesting that he only wants to include Flash specific characters and locations from both the TV show and the comics, which is fine. I mean, there's a ton of stuff to work with there. I mean, who knows? Reverse Flash is set to be the game's main villain, so we could end up seeing a variation of the Return of Barry Allen storyline, where Eobard traveled back in time and posed as Barry in the present, or we could see Barry outrace the Black Flash, similar to how Wally West outran the Speed Demon in the comics. There's a ton of possibilities here, and Livy's just getting started. Who knows where this is gonna go? Speaking of, Livy also sent me a couple screenshots featuring a bunch of things planned to be included in future updates, and some of these screenshots seem like they have very interesting clues about what direction the game's story is heading in. For instance, there's two screenshots here featuring what looks like a darker and more washed out looking Flash model, but both of these pictures are actually titled Dark Flash. This suggests that we'll see at least two evil versions of Barry Allen at some point in this game, this Dark Flash and the CW version of Savitar. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to turn out to be the same character, like maybe Dark Flash is just wearing a suit of armor like Barry Allen's Time Remnant did in the show, but I don't know. Personally, I think they're going to turn out to be two different characters, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how that goes. There's also a couple pictures here of Barry and Savitar standing on a rock and posing with two copies of themselves. Now normally I would just ignore that and think it's just something to test the models, like make sure they still look okay in different positions, but look at this one here. You can see Barry and Savitar, obviously, but you can also see a couple other Barrys out in the distance. To me, this suggests that the game is going to give us the ability to make time remnants, either just during fights or maybe even while we're running around Central City, like maybe have a partner system to help solve certain puzzles or complete certain side missions or something like that. And while that's definitely cool, I don't think this means we'll be able to freely travel through time like in Crisis on Earth 1. Whatever time travel ends up happening, if it happens at all, my guess is that it's just going to happen as part of the game's story, either to help streamline the game or to differentiate it from Teco. Teco's game. There's also a couple shots of a much bigger city for you to run around in, and these all look pretty cool. This one seems like Livy just wants to add in a day to night transition, or at the very least have a couple levels set after the sun goes down, which could be awesome. I guess it just depends on what all's in it. And that's about it. That's about everything I know about the upcoming Flash fan game being developed by Livy Studios. He wouldn't tell me a whole lot about stuff like the story, but that's mostly because a whole lot of the upcoming features for the game are meant to be kept under wraps for now. That having been said, we don't have to wait too much longer to figure it out, considering Livy wants to release the game sometime late this year. Now, even though I think this all looks awesome and that this game could turn out to be great, there is one little detail keeping me from getting too excited about the whole thing. Livy has both a GoFundMe and a PayPal link open to accept donations to help get the game up and running, neither of which I'm going to show here for obvious reasons.
You serious?
Come on, Livy, you know you can't have these things open and expect to be able to work on the game for a while. Warner Brothers is already messing with YouTube videos that fall under fair use. What do you think they're gonna do to your game when they find out you're willing to accept some money for this whole thing? And I'm not saying this to be mean or anything. I'm saying I like fan games. I can see the potential in yours. I don't want to see it go to waste. That's all I'm saying. Now, all that having been said, if you guys want to help get this game off the ground without donating any cash, you can get in touch with Livy by emailing him at the email on screen, or by checking out his YouTube channel, or by joining up with the game's official Discord. Both of those links are going to be in the description down below. And seriously, any help you can provide like that would be extremely helpful. Artists, programmers, even voice actors are being accepted right now, except for voicing the Reverse Flash. They already got a guy for that. But anyways, guys, that's everything I know about the new Flash fan game Livy Studios is making. If you guys liked what all you got to see in this video, or there's a feature or a game mode or something you want to see thrown in at some point, then you can either let me know in the comments down below, or send your ideas over to Livy Studio through those links and stuff I mentioned earlier. If you do head over to his Discord or his channel, just let him know I sent you. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and click that like button, and if you're new, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button too. I've also got links to my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon in the description. You should probably check those out too. And if you want to see more of my content, then you can click the link to my last video. It's right there in the middle of your screen. Alright, and I will see you all next time.